Hello, all you crazy people, and welcome to this new coding challenges video where I create a browser using C Sharp and Winforms. I use Visual Studio for my IDE of choice. Of course, you can do Winform stuff inside of other IDEs like MonoDevelop, which is going to become really interesting for my next challenge, which isn't really going to be a coding challenge. It's just going to be, I'm not going to dabble in that too much in this video because it isn't the challenge I'm talking about in this video. So the first thing I did was just, start work, creative, basic stuff. I don't have the exact estimates of how much time it took me. The best I can do is really estimate. Most of the other videos I would record my entire session, but this was a long project. It took me about 48 hours or so. That's going to be my best estimation to do basically everything. Of course, this browser doesn't have as many features and settings and all that type of stuff as your regular old Firefox or Google Chrome or Safari. Safari even have settings? I don't know. I'm not a big Mac fan, as you can most probably tell. So in this, however, even though you cannot technically sign into a Google account, this browser can do many things like sign into a GitHub account and most other websites that don't require you to use a Google account. So as long as you're not signing into Google or some other accounts, this browser can work. And because it's made by me and you can physically visit the source code and all that, and it's open source, link in the description for the GitHub link, also link in the description for my Patreon and, that type of stuff in this here. See, it just works very nicely. As you saw in the video, I can't sign into YouTube inside of there, but I could, however, watch basic YouTube videos, browse any bit of the internet I want to, and it worked pretty well. I also had one of the few settings I added, which is only 2 settings, was to switch search engine. So if you, let's say, want to, the default is DuckDuckGo because it's DuckDuckGo, and just going for privacy, even though I know DuckDuckGo has its issues, but for the meantime, it's the best I could possibly do until the next episode where I create a search engine by myself. Oh no, that actually is what? Oh, funny story, but that might actually be the next episode, depending on what I want to release, or depending on the time frame of my next challenge, which is starting approximately today. In terms of development, I was also able to play online HTML games like online PHP games because tutorial.io is great in PHP. I was also able to use itch.io like web games, and that was all great. To demonstrate that I use my own projects because why not? So I was able to play both of the coding challenges games I had created before, and it worked pretty well. There's not much really to say about this video. I guess I could do a commentary on my territorial.io gameplay. That was fun. Getting absolutely destroyed because my teammates suck. It wasn't my fault. I was the last purple or pink, whatever the color my team's color was. I was the last purple or pink dude, like everyone else just kind of died pretty early. I was my team's last hope, and they just failed me. And I am a genuinely okay, decent tutorial.io player. So thank you very much. Thank you very much all for your admiration and support in my tutorial.io gameplay that I don't know. Besides that, not really much to say. I'm kind of trying to drag this out because I technically have I would need to cut a bunch of stuff if I don't make it to 11 minutes, but I'm too lazy to talk for another 6 minutes or so, so yes, browser, called the creative browser. I guess I could go further in depth into the development process. So, okay, the second settings feature I added was the ability to change from Gecko FX to CF sharp, which is Chromium Embedded Framework, yeah, and then Sharp because C Sharp and whatever. So basically, you can switch from being in Chromium to Gecko if you want to, which is cool. Of course, I wanted to add extensions, but I have this thing called having to release a video within a reasonable amount of time. Otherwise, I could have just released this in about a month and kept working on it and made it into a genuinely good browser. I'm pretty sure half the features I do have are broken, so that'll be fun to fix. Never. Some other important kind of stuff is when I first started this browser, my whole main idea was having like a very secure browser, you know? No one wants to use Chromium until I made it Chromium based. Half Chromium based. Not like how Waterfox. I mean, just like half Chromium based, I swear. Yeah, even though the default is Chromium because, well, Chromium works a lot better. CEF works a lot better than GeckoFX, which is unfortunate. I do wish that GeckoFX worked a little bit better, but hey, I'm not part of that development team, and I don't plan on joining the development team of a project like this late. Yes, yeah, so that was all really fun. If I wanted to have an easy time, I probably could have just forked Firefox or, I don't know, LibreWolf and just create a browser from there. That would have been 30 times better if I just forked Firefox or LibreWolf instead of trying to create my own browser semi from scratch. If I wanted to start from scratch, I would have to, create my own version of Chromium. And seeing as how a company as big as Mozilla has been trying to do that with Gecko and failing miserably, I don't see much hope in myself actually completing the task, unfortunately. And this browser is still worse than Firefox. I am using this as a secondary browser. I know I'm very impressed with myself using my own product as my secondary version category of that product, whatever. I'm kind of like 7 minutes into this recording, so I've padded it out a little bit. I can say that it was an interesting experience. I usually don't create much stuff with base C sharp. I'm a big fan of game engines and other stuff that create your development process so much easier. I do have my issues with Unity as a company, but I still rather create something with Unity than not with the Unity. And again, it's not like I started directly from scratch. I did use backends like C Sharp. I, I I did also use Winforms, which does make it so much easier to develop C Sharp apps. So yeah, it's not like I started directly from scratch, but I don't have as much support as I usually do when it comes to stuff like Unity Game Engine or even Godot or anything I use usually on a daily basis. But this was a fun experience, if I say so myself. I would trade it for anything. I'm joking. I'm not joking. But so, see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. I guess. Yeah, bye. Oh wait, we're so close 9 minutes. With the record. Okay, yeah. One. Yeah, bye.